Hello children, welcome to the class. Today also we will continue with the 7th chapter, the necklace, from the book Footprints Without Feet. In the previous videos we had seen that Matilda, though blessed with physical beauty, is not blessed with the affluent lifestyle that she yearns for. One day her husband brings home an invitation to a grand party. He thinks she will be excited. But she threw the invitation angrily, saying that she has nothing glamorous to wear to the party. So he gives her 400 francs to buy a new dress. So let's read and find out what fresh problems now disturbs Madame Loisel. As the day of the party approaches, Matilda starts to behave oddly. When her husband asks her why she frets that she has no jewelry to pair with her new dress, he suggests that she can wear natural flowers, but she refuses. You can wear some natural flowers in this season. They look very chic. She was not convinced. No, she replied, there is nothing more humiliating than to have a shabby air in the midst of rich women. He then suggests her to visit Madame Forestier and borrow something from her. How stupid we are! Go and find your friend Madame Forestier and ask her to lend you her jewels. Madame Forestier brings out her best jewels and asks her to choose from. But Matilda isn't satisfied. Anybody else in her place would have been grateful and pick any. But she asked if she could look for something else. Have you nothing more? Why, yes, look for yourself. I do not know what will please you. Suddenly, she discovered in a black satin box a superb necklace of diamonds. So finally, she finds a diamond necklace that caught her eye. She thinks diamond would make her look glamorous and wealthy. She is overcome with gratitude and Madame Forestier's generosity. The day of the ball arrived. She and her husband attend the party. At the party, Madame Loisel was a great success. She is the most beautiful woman there. Everyone notices her and wants to be introduced. All eyes were on her. She is intoxicated by the attention and has an overwhelming sense of self-satisfaction. The necklace was a success and she felt great. At 4 a.m., she finally looks for her husband who has been dozing for hours in one of the little salons. He threw around her shoulders the modest wraps they had carried, whose poverty clashed with the elegance of the ball costume. And he asked her to wait inside while he fetches a cab. Loisel detained her. Wait, said he. I'm going to call a cab. But she would not listen. But she is ashamed at the shabbiness of her wrap and follows him outside. They walk for a while before finding a cab. When they finally return home, Matilda is saddened that the night has ended. She removed the wrap from her shoulder before the glass for a final view of herself in that glory. She was shocked to see that the necklace was not there around her neck. Suddenly, she uttered a cry. Her necklace was not around her neck. Her husband asked if she had it when they left the minister's house. Madame Loisel had felt it as they came out. They wonder if she lost it in the street. But then they would have heard it fall. They wonder if it fell off in the carriage that they took home, but neither of them noticed the number. Mr. Loisel goes out to search the streets. Terrified, she sits and waits for him. She realizes her life wasn't ever going to be the same if he didn't find the necklace. She remained in an evening gown, not having the force to go to bed. Towards 7 o'clock, her husband returned. He had found nothing. So he returns home empty handed. He has not found the necklace. They report the matter to the police, went to the cab offices, put an advertisement in the newspaper offering a reward, all without any result. So, despite all their efforts, the necklace could not be found. Somehow, they deferred the plan of returning the necklace for a week by writing to Madame Forestier that the clasp of the necklace had been broken and they would get it repaired and then return it. He said, "Write to your friend that you have broken the clasp of the necklace and that you will have it repaired. This will give us time." So after a week, her husband says, yes, at the end of the week, they had lost all hope, and Loisel, older by 5 years, declared, "We must replace the jewel." So after a week, husband says that they have to replace it. So they visit many jewelers carefully, searching for a similar necklace and finally find one. It cost 40,000 francs, although the jeweler says that he will give it to them for 36,000 francs. It was valued at 40,000 francs. They could get it for 36,000. So they did what they thought was best. That is, bought another necklace that looked exactly the one Matilda had lost, but it cost them more than they have saved up. So they had to borrow money that had to be repaid back. When Matilda returns the necklace to Madame Forestier, she is annoyed at how long it has been taken to get it back. "You should have returned them to me sooner, for I might have needed them." But Madame Forestier did not open the jewel box, as Madame Loisel feared she would. So Matilda is relieved. Now, children, in the next class, we will see how the course of Loisel's life changed due to the necklace. Thank you.